I lost some confidence, I'm trying to get it back though. You niggas frontin', but I'm coming through the back though. See what I'm saying, like words spoken from glass jaws, so heavy, like marble sneakers on glass floors. Gotta be a diamond, all I'm feeling is pressure. In the ring, 12 rounds, trying to fight off the pressure. Catch me at the corner of pain and frustration. Double park, smoking the black, waiting for Satan. Showing love's expensive, so they hating for free. Money's the root of evil, wealth's at the base of the tree. Look, I'm out pursuing profits, connects, plugs, and sockets. Got it under wraps like lace fronts and bonnets. Hard to count wins when your family's at a loss, so I'm about to hit a lick. My niggas show me to the vault, knowing I'm not to blame. Still feeling that fault, and my granny needs a kidney, doc. How much will it cost? I lost some confidence, I'm trying to get it back though. You niggas frontin', but I'm coming through the back though. Staring in the mirror, reflecting on God's image, glass dirty. I use prayer to Windex the feeling. Dealing with some doubt and the fears of getting old, but he said this too shall pass like kidney stones. Stuck between these songs like skits and intermissions, but I'm on track, you'll never derail my intermission. Merch the guy, you think I'm not? Every line is on swole like a steroid shot. Duracell whip, black rims in the copper top. This the flow that these niggas dread like Basquiat. Entitlement, that'll get you drowned in the wave. Cranberry coupe, pull up, you getting ocean spray. The SC4 never cruised in the 6. Had the toolie in the whip when trap music was the shit. Of course I can still spit a blaze with my mouth wired. Turn them into Robin Williams if they doubt fire. Game 6 might, these rappers on one scrimmage me. Regardless if it's practice, I'm keeping that same energy. Vultures, fighting for scraps and leftovers. Arrogant, I drop diamond penny loafers. Half man, half God. With the Hercules bars, I'm a beast. I just pray on you niggas like synagogues. I lost some confidence, but I just got it back. You niggas frontin', but I'm coming through the back door. I lost some confidence, but I just got it back. You niggas frontin', but I'm coming through the back door. Slide.
Built by Burks.
Oscar Mike Radio is a proud podcast partner of Wreaths Across America Radio, heard every Thursday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern. They're also big supporters of the nonprofit I Got Your Six, 2 Lives at Once. And with every Wreath you sponsor through Oscar Mike Radio, $5 goes back to this great organization dedicated to making a difference in the lives of veterans, law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders battling PTSD. 2 Lives at Once pairs these brave men and women together with dogs rescued from kill shelters. In this way, 2 lives are saved at the same time by saving each other. Donate now. Go to wreathsacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio to help. That's wreathsacrossamerica.org/Oscar Mike Radio.
There was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on.
Monotony. It comes in all shapes and sizes. dull, tedious, just plain boring. But what is this? A contender, perhaps? Something unboring by the looks of it. Jabs right at dull, an uppercut to tedium, something that keeps you on your toes, keeps your head on a swivel, a knockout punch to your old, boring workouts. Welcome to Fight Camp.
Notorious, we notorious, yeah we notorious, yeah we some warriors, out here feeling glorious, yeah we notorious.
The educational crisis in this country is the civil rights issue of our time.
So you go to Washington, D.C., our capital, right? Go right down the street. Some of the worst schools in America are less than 2 miles from the state capital.
As a family, how was our report card?
Show me a lazy child, I'ma show you a lazy parent.
There was that village that was there. It is different.
I mean, because you're dealing at times with a lot of trauma. And that trauma sometimes may be caused by the school, but a lot of times it's outside of school.
It was a very chaotic household. There was always someone yelling, someone fighting, the cops being called.
Students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You know calculus, who cares?
If there was any system anywhere that was failing white students to the tune of 83%, the system wouldn't exist anymore. It would have been broken into a million pieces.
Now, the expectations for what success are
is so low. Like, we're letting kids make up work. You can make it up. Don't worry about it. Do it again.
Instead, we make things crutches, and I don't like that.
I think the real issue in education is mediocrity. The person who comes to work every day and just does the job.
You have failed these students. This is child abuse. And those who have abused these children should be held accountable.
Can anybody out there hear me? Hear me?
Get ready! Woo! We are on tour and we're doing it better than anybody else alive. Now, Buddy Landell, it's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on Spilt liquor.
Yeah, every bar's holy, straight divinity. Great stability with ancient wizardry. God goes writing on the page after I prayed, he visits me. My frame is spiritually plateauing when angels lifted me.
Welcome to Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor Podcast. I'm your host, Lito, with my co-host, Sinista1. Sinista, how you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm a little tired, but it, part of that is the heat, and then the heat is really coming back. They're talking 95 or higher by Friday. We talked about this. There's no need to really go over it, but sometimes that heat can also play into the mental health and all that. You know what I'm saying? You get super stressful. Right. People are on edge. If you're not drinking enough water and you on the verge of being dehydrated, you could very well offset your mental health that way. There's a lot of things that play into it. So, yeah, I'm like at a 7, but it's more of a weather type. I've got the charity ride is Saturday, so I'm a little stressed out because that's coming up faster than, seems like just 6 months ago when I talked about this ride coming back around, and here we are. We're just 3 days out, so.
Yeah. Talk about a little bit about what you got going on, man. You got some stuff that you got some positive things happening in your
So
life.
yeah. So this Saturday we've got the Slingshots for Shriners Ride. For those who know me, I have a slingshot which I call Vengeance, which you can see all over my social media. These are those motorcycles that everybody loves. They draw super amounts of attention, and we decided that the attention it draws should raise money. We should bring that attention for a cause, and we picked Shriners Hospital for Children in Boston to raise money. So each slingshot in this ride, it's a rolling fundraiser, will have a QR code, and as the parade proceeds through the city of Boston, you can scan the QR code and make a donation to Shriners. 100% of your donation goes directly to Shriners, so nothing hits human hands. When you scan that code, you go right to the Shriners donation page, and then you make that donation to Shriners, and that entire donation 100% goes to Shriners. You can also scan the code on the website, as you guys see all over Facebook, social media. All you do is scan that code, and you can make a donation even if you don't see that ride. And if you watch the booth earlier tonight, you saw me have on Brockton Mayor candidate Moses Rodriguez. He was on the show. And then Ward 6 Councilor Lisa Crowley. She's running for Ward 6. And for those who've been following my social media, I have announced. Well, I didn't announce. I was trying to wait till I got all my signatures in.
Right.
But somebody went down and took a picture of the papers that were pulled, and my name was on there, and they posted it. And, a lot of people in Brockton have been wanting me to get out there, get into politics. I'm very vocal online with the podcast. I'm very vocal behind the scenes. There's a lot of things I've done here in the city of Brockton that a lot of people don't know that was because of me. That's very positive.
Right.
Because I don't like to put it out there. I had somebody say to me one time, they're like, "Yo, you let this other person take credit for this when this was you." I'm not about that. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I have announced that I had to announce because it was put out there, but I am running for Ward 5 City Councilor here in the city of Brockton. So I'll be looking for a campaign manager and all that stuff. And I've already got people in my email. I had a union that represents the nurses and stuff at the Brockton Hospital, which is in my ward. 70,000 union members in this union. And they're already looking to have a sit down, as they do with every candidate. But they want to sit down with me. And, Bettina Bullard, what's going on? She's in the chat.
That's dope.
But, yeah, it's there's a lot of things changing up. And I got to give people a heads up. Hey, I got to give people a heads up, too, because there are some things that might be affected. This show might not be affected because it's on at 9:30. So by then, the city council meetings and things, I think, are kind of over. But there is a possibility that I might have to change the booth if I am elected, because city council meetings are on Tuesday nights. It's from 6 or 7. So the booth will definitely have to the night will definitely have to be changed for the booth. So
and, even if we had to change a night for this, we
might. It might be easier just to change them both to the same night and keep it the way it is.
Yeah.
And I don't have to stress about coming home after a city council meeting and having to do the show. So we'll be discussing that, but that's way off. That's not until next year. Even if I was to win, I wouldn't be sworn in until after January 2nd anyway. So it's good stuff, though. And I want to thank everybody for all their support. I got people from outside of Massachusetts on my Facebook page. I'm like, bro, if I lived in Massachusetts, you got my support, bro.
Thanks.
You got... But Bettina Bullard says, "You guys are making an impact. I'm glad to see men giving back to the community positively." Facts.
No doubt. Shout out to Bettina.
Especially in the black community, because in the black community, you got a lot of guys who... Kevin, we talked about this in our men's group. There's a lot of dudes that are a lot of lip service, but they don't... You know how it be.
But you know what else is crazy, too, though? And I want to ask you this, so since people that you know that you are running for city council, what What's your family think? Like, have you heard from like our family telling you they support you?
So my dad is happy. My dad is very happy. My dad raised me to be involved with the community. I grew up in Boston at a young age, and my dad took me to see people like Boy Blue. Boy Blue was this black guy who dressed up always in blue suits and had bells and feathers and things like that, and he always told stories for kids throughout the community of Boston. And you know, nobody ever clowned this dude. This is how much respect this dude went into the deep part of the hood, and he would come around Saturdays or Fridays or during the summer, and he would tell stories at the playground. He would tell all these kind of made up stories about black people, and then he would tell stories about people in black history. Boy Blue, if you look him up, he's there. And then my dad introduced me to a guy named Mel King, rest in peace Mel King, who just passed away. If you Google Mel King and his accomplishments, he actually ran for mayor. He was going to possibly be one of the first black mayors in the city of Brockton. Mel King was and when I say my dad knew these people, it wasn't like a nod. It wasn't that. Yeah. When my dad saw these people, it was. You know what I'm saying? As black men, you know the difference. You know what I'm saying? And my dad learned that from my grandfather, because my grandfather knew Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, which was because Boston was a staple for those civil rights activists. So my dad learned from my grandfather and just passed it down. So if you guys don't know who these guys are, look up Boy Blue on Google and look up Mel King, and you'll see how important they were to the black community, especially Mel King. Oh my God.
I'm just wondering because, I always talk about, me and you have this conversation all the time, but like family wise, when it comes to support and things that I do, this show,
that's a whole different story. That's a different story now. When it comes to podcasting, don't count on your family and friends to support you, because they won't. It's the weirdest, strangest, craziest, I don't know what the hell it is. I'm seeing it right now. I'm seeing somebody get supported online right now for their podcast. I'm like, bro, I've been doing this shit for almost 20 years, and you never even clicked in. And you want me to share and support this other person's podcast that I've been grinding? Don't even. And it's like that in the music industry.
Yeah.
Your friends
not
and
even
family
just that
will not
though.
Show out to your show, bro. But they'll
Not
pay
even just this.
$100 to go see Nicki Minaj.
But like even what I do with the men's group, it's not talked about by my family. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's something that is important. I am actually first of all, I'm honored to be running the men's group for as long as we've had it. We've had it for a while now.
A couple of years.
Yeah, and for me to be the one that people trust to keep the men's group going for black men, and the things that we do for black men, the importance of mental health for black men, I feel like it's not talked about enough by your family, by your friends, as, like, yo, so-and-so, man, they got this black men's group. You know what I mean? He's super dope, super proud of you, whatever. I don't hear that a lot from friends, or definitely don't hear it from family. But the family, or
don't hold your
the
breath.
person that I hear it from,
don't hold your
I
breath.
know.
You'll die. You'll turn blue.
The person that I hear it from all the time is Lamar. Lamar is the one who will.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Lamar and Ed and the guys in the group really appreciate me. But you sometimes you do want to you don't want your family to recognize, especially if they know what you're doing.
Man,
you're doing something positive.
You know how many times I've gone to cookouts and people talk about shit. Oh, I saw this on this podcast, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, bro, I talked about that 3 weeks ago, but you didn't tune in. I had
It's
somebody
really
say
crazy.
something online, and I said something to them about how I talk, and then somebody said, "Why you gotta be petty?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not being petty now." Oh, so now I'm petty because I'm calling you out for not supporting me as a friend that you claim I am, but I'm petty now. Craziness, bro.
I just think that people, I just look at it and I think that people don't think that you are important unless, as far as what you're doing. I don't think that people think that you are of any importance unless it's on a big scale. But people don't know.
So here's the funny thing.
I wasn't gonna
that
say
I've
this.
Bettina
Hold on,
Bullet,
before you.
Hold on.
Before you
Bullet
start
said
there.
in the chat, this is something you say a lot.
Yeah.
Bettina Bullet says in the chat, we need our men to heal.
Oh, facts. That's the whole thing. But for the ones that can't heal right away, you got to start somewhere, and starting somewhere is taking that first step and saying, I need to get into a group around men who look like me, so that I can feel comfortable whenever I want to be vulnerable. Because the men's group that we're in, we don't ask you to be vulnerable. You come in there and you hear guys sharing what's going on in their lives, and you just start talking sometimes. You don't even realize you didn't come in here to talk about something that might have happened, but you just start talking.
Sometimes we silly as fuck though. I hate to say.
Well, you got to keep it light sometimes too.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
But that's part of it.
Yeah.
Like last week's conversation.
Yeah.
It's
you got to be
silly
light
as fuck,
sometimes.
But it had to be like that because it brings you up.
There's times when it's and there's times when it's real deep and there's tears involved, and then there's times when we keep it light and be one to laugh and joke, and you know what I'm saying, because we got to do that because a lot of us don't really, outside of the men's group, a lot of us don't laugh, a lot of us don't smile. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that, the importance of that. But what I was saying was, oh shoot, what was I saying? I was segueing
about
to something.
Family. You were getting into about family and that non-support.
Yeah. Ultimately, you just want your family to say, "Hey, Kevin, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm proud of you for whatever," or I see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it don't go that way.
Look,
it don't go that way.
I tell people that's one. Look, when people come to me and ask me about starting a podcast and helping them produce a podcast, that's like the number one thing I tell people when they come to me and ask me about producing the podcast is that.
Yeah.
Don't look for your friends and family to support your shit.
Yeah.
You'll die.
And let's keep it 1,000, right? When I first started doing podcasting, I might not have had the tons of viewers, right? But I had actual people, like during the pandemic, that I was talking to.
That's how I found you. That's how I found you.
I had actors, comedians, fighters, famous fighters, people that were on TV shows, people I had, I don't want to name all the people that I've talked to. And
stop,
plus,
so this is hold on, stop. This is how we actually met. It was during COVID. We were coming out of COVID, and we was home, and I was producing a few podcasts, and I was in this group, Podcast Nation, and I was following Kevin's podcast, and this dude had on Ari Spears, the comedian, but he was just an audio,
yeah,
and
no video.
He was asking all the right questions about your podcast and all this stuff, and I'm like, yo, this kid got on this dude. And then I'm like, the next week, I'm like, you got on Ari Spears? I'm like, what? I was like, yo, this kid, I got to get this kid under Sinista1 Productions. I got to get him into this grip. This kid with and sure enough, I reached out to you, and you was like, you was kind of skeptical. Why is this ninja hitting me up? And
because I asked him right before you, I asked somebody to help me, and they was like, nah.
Yeah,
it was like we were in competition. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to.
You said to me, you said, what did you see? And I said, first of all, I said, and I didn't pull no punches. I said, your shit needs work. I said, we need to tweak this, we need to tweak that. But I said, but you got a solid guest base. You was pulling in some serious guests, and we put this shit together, and look where we are now, bro.
Look where we are now, which is crazy. And I didn't want to pop my collar on y'all while I'm on here, but I've also done a show with Imani Music, who is on the Joe Budden podcast. Our show was called the Triangle Offense podcast. It was me, Imani Music, and my man Anthony Harrell. So I'm just saying, I done some cool shit too.
from the Harrell family, Andre Harrell.
From the
so speak on it. Speak on it.
I done did some cool shit too, and been a part of.
And he had what's his name on from the white kid from Day 26 tryout.
Oh yeah,
Donnie.
Yeah, from Donnie McClain.
And he let us all know about. He let us know about P. Diddy before the P. Diddy shit broke. He talked about the gangster shit he did. He talked about the fact that
I'm
while
sorry,
he was
Donnie
in the,
Clang.
Donnie
I'm sorry,
Clang.
Donnie, my bad,
he
bro.
came on the show and talked
Donnie
about
Clang.
how P. Yep, he talked about how P. Diddy came in the studio and he would say, "Oh, I think that needs a little bit more bass." And he'd come in and tweak the bass up on the mixer, leave the room. Then the next thing you know, this ninja's showing up with credits on the album and taking part of that money, and all he did was slide the fucking mixer up 2 inches.
Yes.
But put the producer credits in there. That shit was crazy, bro.
I heard it and all of this is on my podcast, y'all. If y'all go back and listen, it's actually on streaming platforms, but it's also on YouTube. Videos on YouTube.
Yes, all the shows.
I talked to Donnie.
Bettina says she needs to get you on the on their podcast so you can pop your collar.
For sure, I'll be on there, no doubt. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, my family might think that my shit is minuscule or not think that my shit is not as important, but hey, I done did some shit, and that's, you know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with all of them too. I'm cool with Donnie. Like, that's my homie. If he called me, you know what I'm saying, and want to do another show or something like that, or he always
with
tell
Ari
me.
Spears, bro.
I play 2K with Ari Spears.
Ari Spears calling your
That's
wife
my
for
homie.
permission to play 2K.
Ari Spears comes to Ohio and gives me free tickets. Him and Andy Steinberg. Anytime they come to Ohio, they take care of me. You know what I'm saying? Aries has talked to my wife.
You had the producer from Terrifier on after the first Terrifier when everybody was
Terrifier
talking.
2.
What was that? And then all of a sudden we getting the fourth one.
Yeah, Terrifier 2 when that came out. The producer, I had him on. That episode is on there as well. Aries has talked to my wife, and he talked to her and he said, "Hey, I'm about to pull Kevin into this game real quick and kick his ass." You know what I'm saying? So is it cool with you if I kick your husband's ass? Like, it's just funny, just being funny or whatever. But I'm an important person for real. You know what I'm saying? I got some connections too. I got some people that, you know what I'm saying, some people that mess with me. Imani's still my homie. Anthony's still my homie. We all talk every now and then still, you know what I mean? Me and Anthony talk the most, but like whenever he's not busy, he chime in. Yo, Houston Alexander, you know what I mean? He was a UFC fighter and he was fighting in bare knuckle, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's big bro. If I need anything, big bro, I told him I found his action figure and he was like, "Send it to me, I sign it." You know what I'm saying? Like, right. That's bro. So, I'm just saying, I'm kind of a big deal too.
Before we get into the wrestling talk, Bettina said, "Let me tell you, keep it light, baby. It's okay. Sometimes that's God hiding and protecting you, bruh. For real, for real." That's to you.
Word. I received that. No doubt.
That's deep.
Yeah.
In our men's group, if we had something like that pop, we would say, "Let that breathe."
Yeah. Yep. Let it breathe. Don't just keep talking. Just let it breathe for a moment. That's what we say.
Yep. Take that in.
Facts.
That in.
I appreciate you. No, I received that. No doubt. But yeah, I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and you always talk about support. You know what I mean? Support is free. It don't cost nothing to support your people. You know what I'm saying? It don't cost nothing. Unfortunately, we don't get it, and it may be because people don't feel like we are that big yet. But if we lived in the same town, we'd be doing this shit to get live in the same room.
It'd be crazy.
It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. Like literally though. Like y'all wouldn't even listen. Y'all better be glad we live in 2 different states.
Like I said, if this thing is popping off the second week of August, I'm coming out. I'm bringing my DJ gear. And I'm coming out
they still talking about it, so yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'm coming out to DJ this pool party in Ohio. Gonna bring that East Coast love, bro.
For sure. But you know how we do. We talk about, you know what I mean, a little bit of our lives before we get into wrestling. We definitely can get into wrestling right now. Shout out to our guest last week, Kanik, from Collect Major, the owner of Collect Major. I did get his figure in. And it's dope. I gotta show it to you. I'll show it to you after. And I got something else in too today. And I'll show that to you after too. But no, yeah, shout out to Kanik from Collect Major. I was Matt Cardona said he'd do our podcast, but he got to charge us.
Damn.
He said he got to charge us, bro. I already asked him. I talked to him already.
I wonder what his fee is.
I don't know. You know what? I think he has an agent, and I think that's why he has to.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of them have agents now, and that agent fee is I don't think it's too bad though. If I recall, there's a website that has a bunch of wrestlers on it. Oh, and I also reached out to Raven, and they emailed me back too. But Raven he would charge us too. But Raven's fee ain't crazy.
It's not crazy, and that event is coming up at the Kowloon. That's going to be a big event up here.
Yeah.
So
Raven's fee isn't crazy. He said, or his representative. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, don't put that price.
They said,
don't put that price out there.
Nah, yeah, I'm not. But I'm just gonna tell you, like, well, it is kind of crazy for what he wants for 45 minutes. 45 minutes.
So I tossed that number back, and here's my thing: I've never paid for anybody to be on my podcast. I've never paid.
Yeah.
Never paid.
Facts.
I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing your promoter a favor by having you on and promoting this event to help you sell tickets. So I came from commercial radio, so I never paid anybody to come on. I'm doing you a favor.
Right.
But the problem here is that other podcasters who had deep pockets to get their shows popular, they started paying people to come on their podcast, and that's why everybody thinks that they can now get paid to be on their podcast, and that's crazy. Now I looked at how much he was asking for 45 minutes, and to be honest, now you got to talk about, okay, there's this big event coming up here in Massachusetts.
Oh, you seen it too? You seen what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm
that's right, 'cause I did
is it
see you.
worth making that investment for him to come on and talk about it for 45 minutes? You got to think about this. This is almost an entire episode of Turnbuckles and Spilt
Us and
Raven for 45 minutes. So now you got to be like, damn, okay. I have a business, so I'm already writing off things that I pay out.
Yeah.
To be honest, Raven was probably the first one that I thought about. Shit, this might be a good investment. You know, coming in and thinking about it, because even though I've never paid nobody, you got to think about the value, and this is a big event coming up. So
yeah.
And,
I don't know.
And they
maybe
left room to negotiate. They left room to negotiate. They had a high and a low.
Yeah, they had a high and a low. Yeah.
Yep. So
maybe we come in a little bit lower than what he's thinking though, just because, you know, in a situation like if you're coming on, I expect you to promote that you're coming on as well.
Thank you. We've got our list too, bro. Exactly. We've got our list of things that people are supposed to do on their social media.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be paying you for a service.
So we exactly. We kind of paying you now. Paying you now, because yes, him putting our show out and promoting that on his social media is going to be crazy. And that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, okay.
And that's only if your social media is even, because, like, how many followers do you have?
Yeah, yep.
So if we're paying you for a service, then I expect you to put up Turnbuckles and Spilt Liquor on everything for, like, leading up to. So people know, so people tune in, you know. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. And, you know, that's something that we'll visit when we, you know, when we get there. Let's talk about some wrestling.
Yeah, there wasn't much really this week, so it was good to get some stuff off our chest in the first half hour almost.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get it. Conventions and indies. We always tell y'all every week, New England Fan Fest, May 2nd, 2026. We will be there as a vendor. We will have some merch there. We will be doing our podcast there. It's gonna be a good time. Make sure that y'all are getting those tickets. We do gotta get bro back on here. Maybe sometime maybe next week, or within the next 2 weeks. We'll get him on so he can give some more information, which is dope. And then October 16th, we've got Trainwreck Tacos in Kingston, Massachusetts with Tito Santana. That's going to be dope. I know you said you're going.
I really think, I think I'm definitely trying to go down there. I think that's one for the ages, man. That's a legend. That's a legend.
Yep, you got to get something signed by, you know.
Like I said, my thing is the picture. Him with the Predator helmet. That's my new thing now. When I go to events, if I take the bike and they hold that Predator helmet, I'm happy as hell, bro. I'm good.
Yeah. AEW. Dustin Rhodes is a champion. He's been in the game 37 years.
Crazy, bro.
From being the natural Dustin Rhodes to Gold Dust and back to Dustin Rhodes. Well, he was Dustin Runnels for a minute.
Yeah,
and then Dustin Rhodes, So I remember when he was the natural Dustin Rhodes and he was in WCW. That's when he was young. And his finishing move was the Bulldog. Never forget that. Shout out to Dustin Rhodes, man. That's another one. If we able to get Dustin Rhodes, that'd be dope. I actually I sent Mark Miro a text today. Facts. Hopefully hear back from Mark Miro soon. Send him a text, bro.
Bettina in the chat says, I love Dusty Rhodes. And she says, Dustin, yep, both his sons are wrestling now. Yep, correct. Yep. Dustin and
Cody.
WWE Cody. Yep. So
Dustin and Cody. GCW to host matches showcasing WWE ID beginning in August. That's gonna be fire.
So I saw this story and I was like confused because I'm like, okay, GCW isn't under the WWE banner or TKO umbrella yet. GCW,
maybe they're working on that.
I feel like, here we go again. That's what I feel like. Here we go again, because now you're focusing some of the WWE, and we talked about this on the show last week. We talked about this talent coming up through LFG and Evolve and all these shows. You need a place to showcase this up and coming talent, and WWE ID being showcased now in GCW is just another avenue of WWE talent to evolve, so to say, as their To-Be show is named. And as you saw, LFG was featured on a lot of the TNA Slammiversary that just passed.
Slammiversary, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm interested.
I'm changing my tune on TNA lately. Hey, and Zilla was on TNA.
Yes.
You know what that means?
Yes. Yeah, he came out with the belt around
It's
his
coming.
neck like Jacob Fatutu.
It's coming. Yep. It's coming, man.
Bettina says she loves the old school. She said the Boogie Woogie Man. Oh my God, that's going back. That's going
Yeah, for
back,
sure.
bro.
That is going back. You right. Dang.
Damn.
I remember the Boogie Woogie Man.
That's way back.
I almost got to look at. Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of him, yo. The Boogie Woogie Man. I was.
That's deep down south, way back. Didn't he partner with Iceman King Parsons?
It was Jimmy Valiant.
Yeah.
That's what his name was. Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Yep.
Wasn't he Iceman King Parsons' partner when they had World Class Wrestling? The early days. Yep.
He had that big beard.
Yep.
The Boogie Woogie Man. Wow, that's crazy. She remember that.
She said she just
Ernie
sent
Ladd.
this podcast to her nephew. Yeah, that's going way back. Way back.
Ernie Ladd. Yeah. I used to get it's so crazy because I used to go to the store and I used to have my mom buy like VHS of like when they had VHS of wrestling. Mm-hmm. And like I had like this old one with Ernie Ladd fighting Andre the Giant and Junkyard Dog was on there. Mm-hmm. It was dope, man. I was like, yo, like what happened to all that stuff I used to have, yo? Who knows at this point, but it was a good time. Nothing going on with NWA this week. TNA's Slammiversary sets attendance record at 7,623 from 2013. Yo.
They answered all the questions that we had because they've been kind of in this holding pattern, but we knew there was some movement. And, people, there was a ton of bad rumors heading into Slammiversary, but, then they started rumors of people who were going to show up, and then, wow, it was a hell of an event. It was a crazy event. A lot of shit.
I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm going to watch it. So I can still watch it on my Fire Stick. So I'm gonna check it out.
I saw the highlights of AJ Styles coming out after what's his name's match. And
Yeah.
It was awesome to see the way he acted in the ring. You could tell that wasn't work. When AJ Styles music hit, he was amped up, bro.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
He's been amped up for AJ to come to that ring. If you're a wrestler and that's kind of like your idol.
Right.
I'm like, yo, look at dude. Dude was mad happy. So.
Yep, AJ showed up. Trick Williams called out Undertaker on Raw.
I was surprised you missed it when it happened.
It's crazy because I was watching it on Netflix. I don't even remember that part.
Yo, I couldn't believe what he said, bro.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Bro,
Talking about his
he
knees.
roasted him, bro.
Talking about his knees coming to expiration date. He's crazy, man. Trick Williams crazy, bro.
He said, "I'll slap you so hard your eyes are gonna
roll it back in your head permanently."
So that's tonight. So anybody who's watching this show, if
check
you're
out
watching
NXT, yeah,
let us know because he's gonna be face to face. What if we get an Undertaker Trick Williams match as an opening match for SummerSlam, bro? That would be crazy.
But do we want to see that? Undertaker can't move no more, bro. He can't move like he used to. First of all, we just seen what
he had to go through a lot just to go AJ Styles. He had to do a lot just to put that match on with AJ Styles.
Yeah,
I remember.
He can't move. I don't want to see that. Just because we seen what Goldberg gave us.
Yeah, that was horrible.
He said he wasn't upset with his performance, and I'm thinking to myself like, bro, when I look at Goldberg matches, do you remember when he picked up Scott Steiner and was like gorilla pressing him, but he was like lifting him like this? I was like, yo, that's the Goldberg that I want to remember. This guy now who's older, I feel like, because of that injury, they had to pivot, but he was supposed to win again,
right,
and then lose the
if
lose
it wasn't
the belt
for
the
Seth
same
getting
night.
hurt, that would have been a whole different. It would have been a whole different night.
Yeah, but they had to pivot. They didn't even give him his time to give his speech, which was crazy.
Yeah, it was
that was
off
crazy
air.
in itself. That was crazy. I think that was a little disrespectful. I mean, he's a legend. You know what I mean? Get that man. You bring him. He brought everybody out. You know what I'm saying? In Georgia. What's up?
Angela Pride is in the chat. What's up, Angela? Let's side shift here real quick because Angela Pride is in the chat. Her son actually is a wide receiver in the NFL. I believe he's with the Houston Texans right now. Her son.
Okay. What's his name?
I believe it's Tony Pride Jr. Named after his dad. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Nice.
Angela. But Angela has a picture on her Facebook page where she's with, good Lord, she's with Layla Ali on her Facebook. Look, bro, Angela, I gotta ask you this one.
Layla is
because
beautiful.
now Layla was at the fights 2 weeks ago. Layla was at the fights, and someone was talking a little bit of stuff. Miss Clarissa Shields.
Clarissa,
and,
yeah.
Layla said, "We can do this. Let's talk the numbers. We can." Who do you think, Kevin?
Well, they got the numbers now, though.
Who you liking?
I've always been a Layla Ali fan, but I believe once I don't want to say who I think will win yet until I see Layla accept the $15 million so they can start training.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she would need 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. And then, you know, I believe at that time, then you probably, so if they get everything right, they would fight probably December or January, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to wait until we get more information and see if she's accepted. I do like Layla for sure. If she's in shape. Because she can fight.
She can't take them hits though. Clarissa hits hard.
Clarissa does hit hard, but she
hard.
has. But Layla's not somebody that got hit much at all.
I know.
She didn't get hit. She didn't get hit a lot. She knows how to. I mean, so, and she can punch too. Let's not forget. She can punch too. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I know exactly what you mean because Clarissa's gonna go in there and she's gonna be throwing haymakers. And one of them connect.
And that's where she could have a problem because Layla's got experience. She got real good experience. And you come in here throwing haymakers and trying to put somebody out in disrespect. If she come in there street trying to disrespect Layla, she's going down. Layla's gonna catch her.
She won't last long.
She's gonna wait a moment and she's gonna go down.
But how old is Layla right now?
Is
she in her 50s?
Right?
Or late 40s?
Yeah, she's in her late 40s. I don't think she's in her 50s.
Hold on, let's Google this.
You got her come to your house, bro. You don't mistake a black woman for being. Oh man, she gonna be a knock on your door. Her spider sense, her age spider sense was tingling. Who's talking about?
Oh, she's 47.
Age,
so
yeah, bro.
She's 47.
She come to your house.
Yeah, late 40s,
house, bro. You done messed up. So, speaking of. Before we get back into the wrestling, speaking to also last weekend, another fight. Dustin Poirier, MMA fighter.
Shout out to Diamond.
He lost decision to Max Holloway, but again, if you've watched any type of MMA or any sport, the number one rule in MMA is never let that shit get to the scorecards. Finish fights. Yep. And it didn't matter that he was at home in his hometown. He still lost to the cards. He was upset. But again, how many times finish fights, bro? Don't let it get to the judges, especially close.
Let me say this too. What we were talking about with Layla and Clarissa. Layla's 24-0 with 21 knockouts. So I think she'd be all right.
That's what I'm saying. If Ghetto Clarissa comes in there, she's gonna put it on.
Clarissa's gonna have to be very poised. She's gonna have to be very poised and focused, and she's gonna have to really she's gonna have to box. Don't come in there trying to brawl, because she'll get taken out. Yeah. And Layla's tall too, isn't she? What's she like 6 feet?
Yeah, Layla's real. She like her dad.
Yeah, she's not short.
Legs. What's up, Holly? I see Holly Jones in the chat.
Look at you talking about she got legs. No, she's 5'10". So even for a woman, that's tall though.
That's all.
She's 5'10", so for sure. I mean, I hope it happens. I think she's probably thinking about it since they got that 15 minutes so quick. Like, oh, I got the 15. All right, well, let me move some stuff around, and we can get it popping. Yeah. TNA announced Bound for Glory October 12th in Lowell, Massachusetts. Possibility you going?
Look, I was thinking about going to Rhode Island this weekend. If I didn't have my ride, I probably would have been in Rhode Island on Saturday for their event on Saturday that's coming up. Lowell, Mass is in my. It's not far from me. It's about a 35-minute drive to Lowell. I'm thinking about that one, October 12th.
35 minutes. That ain't bad at all.
It's
in October.
Yeah, Bound for Glory is that's one of their big pay-per-views. So this isn't just a match like it is in Rhode Island. This is a pay-per-view. So and they haven't TNA hasn't been in Lowell since 2013. So
oh, word. Okay.
Yep, there're gonna be a lot of people there. So
dope. Let's talk a little bit of WWE. Kevin Owens, he underwent neck surgery. It was successful, so glad he's glad he got through that. Neck surgery is very, very, sketchy.
You know what the suck thing is? We all know when the shit happened too. We all know when he took the neck injury, and that was the table, ladders, and chair match. With Cody Rhodes.
Oh, him and Cody, yeah.
When he ended up in that ladder like that, I'm like, yo, he's hurt, bro. He's got to be really hurt, because I felt that shit. I was like, yo, there's no faking that. The way his neck is, I was like, nah, he's hurt, bro. And we're gonna find out, because we got that topic coming up, because we are gonna find out exactly when it happened.
You know what I wanted to ask you? Let me see if that topic is on here. Oh yeah, yep. It's perfect. The trailer was released for UnReal on Netflix, right? July 29th.
I really got to talk to you. I got to talk to you about this because
that's what I wanted to ask you.
Do you really want to find?
Do you really want to know the behind the scenes?
So here's the discussion that I wanted to have with you on this. WWE's for those who don't know, and you've been living under a rock, WWE has kind of teased these little shows where they kind of show you behind the scenes and how things came to be. When it was WrestleMania, and a lot of people were upset because what they're doing is they're kind of blowing the whole kayfabe thing out the water by letting you see what's going on behind the curtains.
Pulling the curtain a little bit.
Next Tuesday night, and here's the question I was asking of you, because this is a real hot topic behind the scenes. WWE is releasing this show called UnReal next Tuesday night, which is going to show the shit behind the scenes. Everything. They're lifting the veil. It's almost like opening the curtains on The Wizard of Oz. To be honest, Kevin, I wanted to have this discussion with you because I feel like there's no pay-per-views this weekend. There's nothing this weekend. And I feel like next week, we need to maybe put together a group watch. We can set up a group watch or something, and I think you reach out to Dell or whoever.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to Joe Brew. We reach out to whoever. We do a group watch, and I think next week's episode should strictly be about this show next Tuesday. Because if we watch it, it's going to be fresh in our minds, and from what I've seen in the trailer, I think we'd probably be able to go an hour on whatever they unveil, because they're touching base on the KO Cody Rhodes match. They're touching base on WrestleMania. They're touching base on Roman. They're touching base on a lot of stuff behind the scenes with the women.
I seen that they are also touching base on Jey Uso, his rise.
Yep. So I was wondering with you, and like you said, does this hurt WWE by pulling back this curtain? You guys, people have to remember,
Yeah.
You have to remember years ago when Vince McMahon took wrestling from down south and put this entertainment sports type spin on it, they wanted to kill him because he was crossing the boundaries of wrestling. And he was blackballed. And then what he did was he was like, okay, you blackballed me. I'm going to just go and steal talent from Canada. And that's where Hogan and all these people came from out of Canada. And he brought them all down here and built that whole Northeast region of wrestling as we know it today.
Yep.
And as you know, Rocky Maivia's mother and grandmother was a big part of that, of the growth of WWE. So now we're going to see the behind the scenes, the production stuff. Are they going to show us everything that from what I've seen in the trailer?
Not everything.
We're going to see some shit. We're going to see some shit next Tuesday night.
I just don't think that, because people already have their opinion on wrestling anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If you pull back too much of this, I don't see how it's going to help the company. Not saying they need it, but you pull back too much, you start, and it starts to look more and more like a soap opera, or you're writing for this person to come out at this time, so you're like, it just takes away the nostalgia of us not knowing anything. You know what I mean? To some degree. Mm-hmm. So,
well,
I think the thing with Speed, right?
So I think your audience who is going to watch this are people who know that the truth about wrestling. I think people who don't know or those people, I don't think they're going to tune in. I think they're going to not tune in or tune out of it. But I think people like you and I think we have this curious interest of the business machine of WWE.
Yeah. I think now they do some stuff on the fly, like when Speed went into the Rumble. That wasn't, and they're going to show that. That wasn't planned.
He got hurt.
Triple H told him, he said, Speed, you're in the Rumble. He said, what? He said, no, I'm not ready. He said, Speed, you have to go. It was like a business thing, like real quick, like, bro, I need you out there. And he got hurt. Speed got messed up by Braun Breaker. But I'm pretty sure he got paid well for that one appearance.
Yeah. So maybe we'll set that up. We'll set that up and promote that for next week.
Let's do that.
We'll do the watch because it debuts. We got to see what time it debuts on Netflix. Because if it debuts late that night, then we're screwed. So let's see what time it debuts. Okay. We might have to go Wednesday night. Maybe we'll do the show Wednesday night.
Wednesday next week. Yeah.
Too late Tuesday. But we can
still get it. It's how many? Is it a bunch of episodes? We can still get in enough episodes Tuesday, depending on what time. Like when they, I think they're going to release.
I think it's dropping one episode a week. I don't think they're dropping the whole series.
Okay, cool.
I think it's going to be one a week. I think that's how it's going to go. So
yeah, that's good. I'll talk to Dale.
Actually, let me go into my Netflix right now on my phone and let me pull it up and see what it says.
Yeah.
Netflix and then go UnReal, but I think it's one episode a week. There it is right here. Coming soon, UnReal.
And even that's dope. For real.
July 29th. So it's a series, and it looks like it's each week.
Okay.
Yeah. Season 1 trailer. Yeah. So it looks like it's one each week. So
okay.
Looks like we might be adding this to the discussion of the show, as we go about. So I'm gonna assume each episode is a certain event, which is different than really unveiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be certain events. So, and I'm pretty sure it's all tied into because they're promoting injuries. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna go into the KO injury. We're gonna go into some of these injuries that we've seen. I wonder if we're gonna see Zoe Stark.
Right.
So we'll see.
WWE paid tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, WWE Hall of Famer. Rest in peace to Ozzy.
Yeah, let me pull up this picture. This is a
Yeah.
badass picture. So for those who don't know, there's a reason why he was in the Hall of Fame. Ozzy was very, very involved with the WWE in the 80s and 90s. There's a picture, and I completely had forgot about this, when the British Bulldogs won the world titles with Captain Lou Albano as their manager. Ozzy Osbourne was in their corner when they won those belts.
Oh, word.
I forgot about that because Ozzy is from over there.
Yeah.
And he was here to support them. And there's that picture right there. That's a badass photo, bro.
Hold on.
That photo. That photo's a bit. And look how young the British Bulldogs are in this picture with Captain Lou Albano.
They're very young.
Yeah.
The British Bulldogs, man. How crazy is that?
That's a crazy picture, bro.
Captain Lou Albano.
Of all the pictures of Ozzy in the WWE, I was like, that's the one. That's the one we need to show on the show. That was sheer craziness. Yeah,
That's dope.
WWE Hall of Famer. So,
That's dope. Drew McIntyre sets his sights on Travis Scott ahead of SummerSlam.
Are we gonna see Travis Scott come down with that hardcore belt and
lose it?
Hold on. So we got Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul taking on RK Roll at SummerSlam.
Yep. Facts.
Everybody right now is saying that they're gonna win. Drew and Logan Paul are gonna win. What if Travis Scott comes down with that hardcore belt and interrupts that match?
Yeah.
And gives and hits Drew with the belt. Because remember, Jelly Roll, we talked about this last week. Jelly Roll and Travis have been in the WWE around the same time, and they've all been training. Jelly Roll, they're saying, is ready to go. We saw Jelly Roll on Jimmy Kimmel pull off some moves, and he put Logan Paul through the table.
Through a table,
the desk. Do we see Drew McIntyre wanting to get that hardcore belt from Travis Scott after SummerSlam?
It's a possibility.
Which would be Paris. That'd be Clash in Paris, right? After SummerSlam.
Hey. I mean, we might see that. And we haven't even really been paying attention to that new hardcore belt that was made, that was given to Travis,
yep.
Is nice.
That belt, I know. That's what I'm saying. You don't just make that belt for nothing, bro.
Yeah. That's a nice belt.
Yeah, you don't just make that belt for nothing.
Yeah, so it's super dope. TKO WWE rumored to be in massive debt, and the reason behind the return to LV for what's that, WrestleMania in San Diego.
Vegas, yeah,
that's the return to Vegas,
Yep.
And San Diego for Survivor Series.
Because TKO owns, and that they maximize their profit. So I don't know.
But TKO is going to be fine because they're also promoting the Canelo and the Canelo fight. They're not
the
massive.
UFC. They got the boxing popping off now. Overseas,
they're doing everything.
I think that's just a crappy rumor.
Yeah.
Crappy.
Let's do SmackDown and Raw review. SmackDown. Charlotte Flair defeats Raquel Rodriguez.
I was surprised. I was very surprised.
Well, they're setting up the Judgment Day. They're all about to lose their titles at SummerSlam. I'm telling you.
You think so?
Yeah. Dom is gonna lose to AJ. I think, and the girls are gonna lose to Charlotte and
Lyra.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. Yeah. Damian Priest versus Carmelo Hayes ended in a no contest. They're trying to stir something up with that.
Aleister Black come out, and so there's going to be Aleister Black, Damian Priest.
Triple threat match, maybe.
Yeah, something's coming. Because
Aleister has been talking about Damian lately, so we'll see. Stephanie Van Kier defeated Alba Fire. Andrade and Ray Phoenix, they defeated the Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium to earn the WWE Tag Team Champions match against the Wyatt Six this Friday.
That's a crazy team right there. That team is better than what I thought it was going to be. Andrade and Ray Phoenix they're working out really well.
Yeah,
really
they are.
Well.
Cody Rhodes attacked John Cena after he tried to back out of their match at SummerSlam. Yeah. And he clocked him with his own belt, put him through a table, and then he made him sign a contract. So that is official for Jersey.
So that's the Saturday night match, right? So that
and it's a street fight, yeah.
Match, and the CM Punk match is the Sunday night main
Friday.
event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about Raw. Sheamus defeated Rusev. I seen Rusev come out last night, and I did this.
Wasn't that a new intro?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, I thought I was going crazy or something. I'm like, is this a new?
He still does the same thing where he does that jumping thing. He jumps up in the air. He goes, ah! Like, dude, like Rusev, like stop, bro. Oh, he gets on like, Rusev, like he upsets me. Super happy LWO defeated American Made in a New Day because I can't stand the New Day at all. They get on my nerves. They're the number one contenders now for the World Tag Team Championships. So they're going to go against the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day defeated Lyra and Becky Lynch. Yes. Or no, it wasn't Becky Lynch. It was Bayley. Lyra and Bayley. Yeah. Becky Lynch just happened to come out there and interfere in the match. Karrion Kross defeated Sami Zayn again. Sami hasn't won.
He's in his head. The change is coming.
He ain't won a match in 5 years. I don't know. Something crazy.
The change is coming.
Io Sky and Stephanie Vancouver ended in a no contest. And yeah, those were the matches last night. And that match was good. It was all about the women yesterday. It was about the women last night.
Well, you know what it is? Evolution was so good. They're just keeping that. They're just keeping that rolling.
Yeah.
And why not? Because Io is super hot right now. Even without the belt. Did you notice on SmackDown last Friday, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss were cutting a promo, and in the background it looked like Chelsea Green with another member. I forget the girl's name, but they were in the background talking. I was saying to myself, what was that all about? Because you know how they be doing stuff in the background. Because that's how this whole thing came out with Dominic and Liv when they came out the room together. You know, and you realize, oh, Dominic got something going on with Liv. They coming out the dressing room together. You know,
right? Dominic's crazy.
And big ups. I got to give big ups to my man. I know we beat him up on this show quite a bit because he sucked, but. Ever since he's gotten back into the chair, Corey Graves has been doing a good job.
Corey Graves,
right
yeah.
Now.
I did see.
I gotta admit that.
Yeah, Corey Graves has been doing a good job. We tear him up. We tear him a new one, but he's all right. He's cool.
Look, it was well deserved.
Yeah.
So
we do tear him up, but yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's the show for tonight. Big shout out to everybody watching. People in the chat, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you. Bettina.
Make sure y'all are here next week. It may be on Wednesday, but we will we'll put it out there. We'll put out something on social media if it changes to Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to see how long each. Yeah, they don't even have how long each episode is either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume a half hour each show.
Maybe 45. I would say at least an hour. Because 45, 50 minutes. You know how they go.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will be back with y'all next week, same time, man. And You know, just got one question for you. What's your podcast doing? We out. Turnbuckles Spilt like a podcast.
And me in vantage points, so I can't abandon joints. Gotta grab the coins, pay me wickedly. Superman of Thor, who am I? Haters mimic me, and they fans cheer him on with their capabilities. Wow, double entendre, crazy lyrically. Had to read a page in Timothy to take it seriously. Cause I ain't scared, I ain't got no fear, baby, get with me. Open doors for the people, you can say it's chivalry. I drop bombs, it'll be a day in infamy. Mainly cause all my ops feeling painful instantly. Stay for sympathy, not me. Creating imagery that everybody you like, I made a simile. Facts.